You said, what are you bringing to the table? Men are tired. I'm not bringing nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to IHOP. Go to the restaurant where you can tip her, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. I don't know if you heard of this woman before, but she's leading a whole bunch of women like the Pied Piper straight to singleness, and she's teaching a whole lot of nonsense.
Getting ready. I'm not getting all dolled up to go sip bean juice on Duke. Okay, I can do that alone in my car. Okay. So I'm not going on any coffee dates. That's cheap. And it's an insult to a woman. It's an insult to a woman to be asked on a coffee date. If you're going to ask a woman on a coffee date, then, we know the kind of man you are.
Oh, really? Well, let's see what foreign women have to say about that.
Place for a guy to take you on a first date?
I really like somewhere which is like more simple. Like it's more about that you guys have like a good talk rather than going to a very fancy place and then like it's actually boring. But yeah, it doesn't really matter.
So the women in other countries say a simple date is all they require because it's about getting to know each other. Interesting. They don't find a simple date to be insulting.
It's up to you because anybody can do it. It doesn't even matter. It's your mentality and what you will and will not take. I'm leaving. Come on, kids, let's go. We gotta move in with this real man who's gonna pay all the bills. Then still, you can still get child support from their father. So now you got all this money coming in and you don't have to work as well. I know it sounds bad and evil, but it's even more evil when a grown man lives in a house with women and children and has his handout at rent time from a pregnant woman who's 9 months pregnant. That's more evil. Okay, so y'all got to figure that out. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
And chances are that's the Pookie that she decided to lay up with and get pregnant by and live with when she knew he didn't have any money in the first place. So basically, she did it to herself. Sprackle, sprackle.
How do you go about finding provider husband in university? By leaving the campus and going to where grown men are who got money. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
So I just tested Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle's advice. In short, it worked. Shira7 said, when you go out by yourself. I did. I went to the happy hour at a very wealthy, predominant place in Philadelphia. I went to the Four Seasons, JG Sky High to be exact, at the time that she said, which is earlier than later. Literally, those men in there were on me like I was honey and they were bees.
She's saying don't go 50-50, and she's saying don't help a man build, even though the Bible says that the woman is the helpmeet for the man. This is the perfect formula to keep women single. And like I said in my videos before, a lot of these modern women, they will listen to her simply because they cannot think for themselves. Now, she spoke earlier about sounding evil. Now listen to her talking about casting spells.
Now, I've gone into this How to Create What You Want on my Dark Energy playlist, but I'm also going to talk about how to create what you want by choosing certain words. Like when you write a spell, certain words that you put into that spell will make it powerful or make it weak. Okay, because words hold energy, words hold symbolic meaning, words hold vibration. So depending on the word choice that you put into your spell, or that you say while doing your spell, or while you say while manifesting, totally determines how fast, how accurate, and how powerful your spell is going to be.
The sad thing is, some of these women out here are so simple-minded. They're believing this woman, they're doing everything that she said. And these will be the same women that will have the nerve to be sitting up in church on Sunday, praying, asking God for a husband. Ladies, you cannot serve two masters.
It's always going to be about you. Everything. It's all about you, okay? And always make it about you so that subliminally it sinks into his mind that everything is always about you. And that's how you become a huge priority in a man's life, okay? Y'all hit the like button if y'all agree, or if y'all going to try this. Y'all hit the like button if y'all plan on trying some of these tips, because I know they work. Okay? I tried them all. I've done them for years, decades.
Fellas, if it's all about her and it's never about you, what would be the point of you getting involved with her? If a woman wants a relationship to be all about her, that's a red flag. If you get together with a woman, it's supposed to be about us, not just her.
Because once you realize your value and your worth, you're not going to settle for anything less than exactly what it is that you want. So, you're not going to end up being a 50-50 chick, because that's not even in your vocabulary. You're not going to be Barbara the Builder. And, you'll never have to worry about that, because you won't even entertain it.
And 95% of women in Western society only qualify for a Bob the Builder. So you don't qualify for the man that can provide that lifestyle for you. Therefore, you never have to worry about paying 50-50. Keep on listening to her, and you're going to be paying 100% of your bills all by yourself for the rest of your life.
Most women are afraid that, like when a guy approaches them, that they're going to not be interested in them anymore if they come off as a gold digger, if they come off as having high standards. But you don't want that anyway. You don't want that, because they can't do anything for you but waste your time. So a lot of times men who actually have the money to spend on you and they're truly interested in you and they want you, they're not scared off by that type of stuff. They're intrigued by it. Like, she don't mess with no okie doke. Okay? And she's only trying to find the best. She's weeding out all the rest. And so this is a great opportunity, because this woman knows exactly who she is and what she's worth, and she only deals with men who know the same about themselves. Okay?
And what she's not telling you, ladies, is that most of those guys, they're just renting you, just like they did with her.
You need more than one. Keep telling y'all don't listen, y'all don't listen, y'all don't listen. Get more than one. That's why you gotta have multiple sponsors. Exactly. Y'all see these commercials, and y'all see these TV shows and sporting events. They don't just have one sponsor. They have several sponsors. Every commercial you see, every ad you see is a sponsor. Okay? You only got one commercial ad during the whole video. So that common sense. You need more than one sponsor if you have a lot of expenses.
Wow, she's teaching women to pimp themselves out for money. This woman might as well be a madam.
Because if I bring something to the table, you're going to be mad, because it's going to be another man who's going to not ask me to bring something to the table. He's going to take care of the bill, them kids, and everybody else. And you, if you look broke. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's how I roll.
Oh, and by the way, I saw a video of Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle talking about being a mistress to a married man that she's now married to. In other words, she was a side chick and she got promoted to wife. She took that video down, but here's a woman that's calling all the Sprinkle Sprinkle women followers out.
Where y'all Sprinkle Sprinkle girls at? Come on back to the front. Come back to the front. Because what we not going to do is act like this video that's going viral don't exist. Where y'all leader is confessing to her husband having a wife and a girlfriend when she met him. Is this the same woman that's going around calling men Dusties? Your husband's a Dusty. Is this the same woman that's going around calling women pick Misha? Baby, it don't get more pick me than to go and get with a man who was married and had a girlfriend, and you still want him? You still want to get picked by him? Oh, absolutely, you'll pick me. You don't have a right to call nobody no pick me when you ended up married under those conditions. You don't have a right to call no man no Dusty when you got with a man who was married and had a girlfriend. Be for real. Right? What happened? You got upgraded from the side chick to the wife? So what, now your husband got new girlfriends? Because you had to get replaced. Because men like that don't change. They just change women. But a lot of this is starting to make sense why she pushed so hard this money over love. Because probably ain't no love. Right? You exchanged your peace of mind, your sanity, and your happiness for money and your bills being paid. And honestly, I don't really know how good that's doing, because she on live all the time pandering, trying to get money out of y'all.
Exactly.
She be telling y'all to send that money, and y'all send that money. So I mean, if my husband was paying all of the bills and my life was so carefree, last thing I'm gonna be doing is on YouTube with y'all running my mouth all the time asking y'all to send me money. So I mean, it ain't all sprinkle. Man, that's also a lot of idle time that you got to be a married woman. But again, like I said, it make a lot of sense why she's pushing this money over love. And it also makes sense why she has such negative outlooks on relationships and men. I would assume that to be the case when you get with a trifling man like that. What other outlook could you have on men in general when you got with such a low down, trifling, dusty man?
And now she's giving any woman that'll listen to her this horrible advice because she's miserable. And we all know misery loves company. And take a look at her husband. He looks like he's miserable too. Here's my question. What kind of a man is cool with his wife doing videos telling women to use men for money?
At the end of the day, I could really care less about her husband, or anything else, but I will always call a spade a spade. I'm going to always call out the hypocrisy. And it's absolutely hypocrisy to be somewhere calling men dusties when you married to one. It is absolutely hypocrisy for you to be running around calling women pick-meshas when you're a pick-me. Like, it just does not make sense. And I know this your face.
I know I'm about to make a lot of people upset, and that's okay. A lot of this sprinkle stuff is going to have a lot of y'all single. Let's be honest. For the mature people, us 80s babies, how many people did we know growing up that looked like us that made 6 figures or owned their own business? Maybe 1 or 2 people, if that. So now all of a sudden, you gotta make 6 figures. You gotta have a business. You gotta do this and that. And see, the problem is, a lot of the people that's asking for these things don't even have it themselves, but they're requiring their mate to have it. Really? Now I understand the whole concept of not settling, as nobody should settle for less than what you deserve. But you gotta be bringing something to the table too.
You said, what are you bringing to the table? Men are tired. I'm not bringing nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle. If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to IHOP. Go to the restaurant where you can tip her, baby. Sprinkle.
So to all the women out there listening to Miss Sprinkle, here's your future.
All the girls that are being 20 right now and absolute whores in the club, whatever not, in 10 years are going to be 30, trying to settle down and realize that all the good guys are taken. They're going to complain that they were ran through their whole life, but while they were partying for the past 10 years, all the good girls got cuffed by the good guys. And so now when they look at all the men that are options, they're going to be competing with the now 20-year-old good girls and be stuck. Why? Because all the good guys are gone. You missed your chance being a whole bitch.
You know what's funny to me about these modern day women? They want you men to chase them. They can't chase you. You guys have to chase them. And they want you to chase them, and when you get them, they expect you to spend all your money on them. They expect you to pay all their bills. They want you to take them to fancy restaurants and buy them expensive gifts and fly them out. And the only thing they are going to give you in return is some tart coochie. Tart coochie that has a lot of mileage on it. Coochie that's been ran up in by everyone. They don't want to cook for you. They don't want to clean for you. They don't want to inspire you. They don't want to motivate you. It's all about them. They want the princess treatment. But in order for you to get that, you have to chase them.
So I actually find her to be very entertaining. And one thing that I noticed about the sprinkle girlies is they like to cherry pick her content. Like when I see her content telling women that they overweight, that they dress trashy, that they BBLs is trashy, when she's saying stuff about how they need to present themselves into the world, those videos ain't getting reposted. I don't see no sprinkles nowhere when she critiquing them on what they need to do in order to attract rich men. But as soon as she's somewhere talking about getting a rich man, here come all the sprinkles. Sprinkles. No. You need to sprinkle while she telling you what you actually have to do in order to achieve getting this type of man, right? While she telling you need to be in the gym, telling you that you need to keep up on your looks, telling you that you need to do better with your etiquette. While she telling you all that other stuff that you sprinkling, you need to sprinkle on that too, right? But again, a lot of her content is being cherry picked. The girlies only want to hear certain parts of it and repeat certain parts of it. And truthfully, what she talking about is not going to play out for most women. She's a married woman, has been married for a long time. She has not been on the dating scene for a very long period to know what the real dating life is like right now. So a lot of her material is dated. But overall, I don't have no beef with her. I think she's funny.
Most Black women are overweight or obese. Well, you know why? Because you can't afford a gym membership for them. And they would rather eat than be with a broke man. They would rather sit down and prepare a meal for their kids and their family and eat and get fat because y'all aren't worth being skinny for. What we gonna be looking good and snatched for? To go get some coffee? Oh, I got to go to the gym. I might get invited out for some coffee tomorrow. Let me go get my brows waxed so I can get this coffee. Ooh, girl, I gotta go. I can't. I'm fasting, girl. I'm going to Applebee's tomorrow. What do we have to be skinny for? Y'all ain't taking us nowhere where we got to fit into something to look extra good. Y'all ain't taking us to no fundraiser. We ain't going to no gala. Y'all ain't getting no private jets. Y'all ain't surprising us with plane tickets nowhere where we got to be snatched. Y'all trying to take us to Applebee's into your mama house.
Imagine a world where a woman's health is dependent on where a man will take her on a date and dependent on if a man is wealthy enough to lose weight for. That don't make no sense. And there was so many women in the comment section of this woman's video. Yes, sis, tell them, "Ooh, you got to answer for everything. I just love you." And I'm sure you love being single, because that's exactly what you're going to be, continuing on with the same exact rhetoric. It don't make no sense. Somebody has a comment that, that about most black women being overweight or obese. And the response is because a man doesn't have enough money for the gym membership. Y'all be boss chicks. That's why I'm confused. Y'all be the ones that's boss chicks. Y'all, you could buy your own Birkin. You could do this. You could do all these things more than these men out here. And you can't afford your own gym membership. Y'all can afford going to drinks for brunch. You can afford continuously buying the food that got you into this place, but you can't afford your own gym membership. This is foolishness. The truth is, you don't want to lose weight. You want to be comfortable. And that's the problem, even stemming into the relationship, is comfortability. You don't want to grow or evolve because it's uncomfortable. You don't want to be submissive and have somebody check you when you're wrong because it's uncomfortable. You don't want to go to the gym and lose weight because it's uncomfortable. You don't want to face the reality of what's going on in your relationships or the problems that you have because it's uncomfortable. It's a trend. You don't want to be uncomfortable. That's the problem. You talking about somebody else can't buy the gym membership for you. Oh, he don't got no private jet. How are you going to attract somebody with a private jet? What are you talking about? When you look at these men who are flying women out and doing all these things for these women, and these women who are in the house, or even if you look at these housewives in certain neighborhoods, all day long, they at the gym, they at the this, they at the that, because they are trying to maintain the same person that attracted this man. Y'all be wanting that man and are nowhere near the attraction level. Now, I'm not talking about the men who, like I always say, will push a skinny woman to the floor to get with a thicker woman. I'm not talking about those type of men. We're talking about the majority. How can your health be dependent on somebody else's paycheck? That's so foolish. That's so foolish. And if we want to be honest, a lot of women are so unhappy with themselves that they eat their feelings. It makes them happy. It satisfies them. Because one, either they're not being satisfied in other ways, or there's trauma attached to their eating. There's trauma attached to it. Sometimes they're trying to make up for lost times because they weren't financially stable enough when they were growing up. And so now they reach for the food that they were never able to buy constantly. Sometimes it's hormonal. Sometimes you're using the pleasure that you're getting from the food to replace the space of a man. Again, because you don't feel like getting on the same page. You don't feel like. That same food that you're prioritizing that's so important to you that you won't lose weight until you get with somebody is attached to your anxiety, to your stress levels, to your depression. That same food. It feels good going in, but you don't know what it's doing to you. Oh, you know what? They ain't worth getting skinny for. You're not worth it either. You're not worth it. You don't look at yourself and think you're worth being healthy for either. Oh, I ain't getting skinny for him. He don't deserve no skinny woman. You know, he dusty. He not worth it. You're not either. What does that say about you that you won't do it for yourself? What does that say about you? I'm not going to be snatched to go get coffee. Can we listen to the ignorance? This doesn't make any... But you know what always gets me with these videos? I understand ignorance or people just saying stuff that don't make no sense, right? But it's the people... There's like so many people that agree with this. And I keep trying to connect the dots. I'm like, if 1 + 1 is 2... and if 5 + 5 is 10... how is it that all of you are getting a completely different number than I'm getting? Because you really believe it. This woman is saying these things and you are eating it up. Just like you eat up the food at the buffet. Just like you can't miss brunch. You spend the money on the hair, on the lashes, on all these things. But you can't prioritize a gym membership for your own health. You think that being overweight or having weight on you and eating is going to harm the next person. Oh, you don't deserve no one skinny. I'm going to keep on eating. You're only hurting yourself. You're only harming yourself. How is it that you don't realize that? I don't get it.